Hey everyone, this is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert. Welcome to another Tuesday Tea Time with Chala, just about 4 o'clock now. And we are talking about why simplicity sells. And simplicity is on my mind because I am launching a new live, it's not a webinar, but it's like a live stream education masterclass on one-liner marketing. I've called it one-liner marketing because I'm trying to simplify everything because of the things that I'm gonna tell you and teach you about here. One-liner marketing is simple marketing, is how to simplify your message, how to simplify how you introduce yourself, and why is it important. So one of the first reasons is, and you're going to be seeing like tip videos, you're going to be seeing little ads, you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of stuff coming from me on this, but it starts with simplicity. So why simplicity is number one is the retention of the message is really important because unfortunately, research shows that the average adult has an 8-second attention span. So if your message isn't simple, obviously they're not going to get it. They're going to get overwhelmed. And this especially comes out when you're talking about what you do for a living, because it's so crucial that you are able to succinctly and quickly explain what you do in a way that not just sticks into people's minds, but also stands out from everybody else that does kind of the same thing. So the number two reason why simplicity sells, and by the way, I haven't even taken a sip of my protein. Let me do that. Is engagement, meaning, again, the glaze factor, right? If people are listening to your message, but they're glazing over, it's because they don't understand it. It's because it's not simple enough. So when something's simple, there's a higher likelihood that they're going to be able to understand and engage it. So want to engage with the message. So the statistic around this is that users of online users read only 20% of the text of a website, which goes to show you how quickly they're like, in Ted Lasso, he says, be like a goldfish, because they have that rapid, they lose their thought and their concentration and their focus. So it's similar to the number one, where their attention span is so small and their memory is so small, but that's what the average consumer, human consumer, is doing now. So make sure that simplicity sells. So you make sure to use simplicity. And I'm going to be teaching about how to use that and how the simplicity has to be still based on a very sound strategic research and planning, and to be able to just condense it and distill it into just one message. You can't just show up and throw up. You can't just throw spaghetti at the wall. It has to be simple, but it has to be differentiated and it has to be strategic. So number two reason was the engagement. Number three is simplicity reduces decision paralysis. And when I say simple, I'm talking about where people are talking about too many things, giving too many options. When somebody asks you what you do for a living, they're just kitchen sinking the whole thing, throwing everything that they do for everybody that they've ever done it for. And there's no rhyme or reason. And it's not simple. It's not simple. It's not short. So what that does is, and I've often talked to you guys about the paradox of choice. So what that does is it causes something called decision paralysis. When they increase the number, in every research, they increase the number of choices, the overwhelm. I mean, this speaks to like the inability of this generation to be able to actually sit down and watch a Netflix, because they're just so overwhelmed with the choices that they can never, go through and choose one. As the number of choices increases, the number of overwhelm, the amount of overwhelm increases, and so the buying decreases. So simplicity handles all that, overcomes all of that. The next is mobile. How everything now is on a smaller screen. Most purchases are done on a smaller screen, where you need to make things more simple, and just everything is, first of all, online, and everything is smaller. So when you think of those two parameters, you have to be simpler. You have to simplify your messaging. And the last one I thought of when I read a couple of studies was that non-native speakers are just part of our life now. International buyers are part of our life. when you simplify your message, you make it easier for them, for that whole audience to understand and grasp as well. If you're using buzzwords, if you're using created words, if you're just making things up, or if you're giving too much information, that's just overwhelming. It's not simple, it's not understandable. And when you can't convey quickly and simply what you do for a living in a way that stands out, nobody will remember what you said and nobody will want to work with you. So I want to use this opportunity to tell you about this new masterclass that I'll be doing December 13th, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm super excited. I haven't done a masterclass, I think, since last year. And I started doing masterclasses during COVID. It was my way of making a living without traveling. And I've just had my year end, and I did phenomenal this in 2023. However, I traveled too much. So I'm going to be cutting back on travel. So this is my way of expanding into the world of, B2B, B2C, coaches, consultants, everybody who's selling a service or even a product can actually benefit from one-liner marketing. And as I mentioned at the beginning, the one-liner marketing is to help you refocus on what is it exactly that you do and who is it that you help, and condense it into a one line so that you are able to engage and connect with buyers and people who are interested in need of your services much faster. So I invite you to join us. You need to sign up. And in order to sign up, you have to go to my website, repositioner.com/one-liner. One-liner is all one word. And once you get there, once you register, you're going to be invited to go to our private group where we're going to be doing a lot of the live streams. We're going to be doing a lot of education, and we're going to be doing some networking. And our private Facebook group is called One-Liner. How appropriate. So I'm super excited. Please join us, and I will see you next week.